Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you the Metapipe 2 workflow, and this is the first look of the new process. So first I'd like to introduce our new UI. It is now better for user experience and it is more beginner friendly and error free. So it is very simple. Here are the main buttons, and as you can see you cannot click all of them. It will unlock one by one when you will be able to do them. And also there are two buttons here. One of them is settings, like a file button inside the Maya, and there is one axis button. You can change the up axis inside here. You can make it Y and Z like this. As you can see, this is top, and when I click on this, now this is back. So most of the time you don't need this, but if you want to work with original Metahumans, then you will need this button. And inside here, we have new, starter scene, recent scene, save scene, shape editor, and preferences. And I will introduce them one by one. New scene opens up a new scene. It's same as the Maya. I will explain starter scene, recent scene, and save scene inside the workflow. Shape editor is the same as Maya, and preferences is your setup. So when you click on this, it will open up your DNA paths, Metapipe file paths, and Metahuman DNA file paths. You can change them inside here. You don't need to set up it again as before Metapipe 1. You can now edit them and press save. It will save and you don't need to set up it again. And I will save it. Also, if you have a saved version that comes with Metapipe 1, this tool will recognize that file and overrides it. So the process is very similar. First, open DNA Viewer, and then you can go to your preferences. I'm just copy paste my DNA file path, but you can also choose it from here, but I don't want to choose it from here. It's faster for me. Replace it, load DNA, select all meshes, joints, blend shapes, skin clusters, and then go to your DNA calibration, data folder, GUI, analog GUI, and additional assemble. Let's say process. Don't save the scene. And our scene is loaded. As you can see, it is inside here. So now I can explain these buttons inside here. The save scene is different from Maya's save scene. This save scene is only a quick save for a checkpoint. It has two functions. When you save it inside here, when you first load the DNA, it will save it as starter scene. But if you save it after the processes, it will save it as recent scene. I will show it again later. So I will save this scene, and it will save this scene as custom head Maya file inside DNA calibration data folder. And don't worry, it won't create like hundreds of files. It just creates one file and overwrites them over and over again. You don't need to worry about the storage. And then we can continue our process. We can click on load DNA, and as you can see, now we have a progress bar, which is very important, I guess. Then I will load my files. So this is the same frog that you saw with inside the trailers. And for now, we need to keep the topology because we will change the topology later. I know you all want something that a magical button inside here that change the topology immediately without doing anything, without doing wrapping things, without doing any additional technical sides, but we will get there step by step. These are just baby steps for now. So we can continue with the process. I will select my meshes and click on joint transform. And you can see the process inside here. And now save DNA button is visible. And also joint transform button is invisible. That means you cannot do joint transform twice. By the way, for now, controllers are not working. Don't worry, it will work after save DNA. This is necessary to modify, and I will click on save DNA. And also don't worry when it freezes in 33 percentage because the DNA calibration tool calculates the rest and it freezes. This process may take long, and when it loads, you may not see anything. When you press Z or focus on your mesh, it will appear. As you can see, the UI is changed. Also, the buttons are changed. And there are 4 buttons. One of them is independent topology, which is our new feature. I will show it right now. And then there is extra tool that I didn't announce it yet, but it is a new feature as well. And there is a toggle button. The toggle button is for the previous workflow. So if you don't want to change the topology, you can click on toggle panel and it will load the old UI, which is you are familiar with batch import, prepare to export, and the other things. But if you want to do this process, you need to do it first and then you need the toggle button. So for the topology changing, the workflow can be changed. It's up to you. Also, you can find better workflows for you. It depends on your preferences. But because this is my first model, the logic behind this process is our new topology will find necessary points and take its data to itself. That means inside here we have some issues, which is some vertices are collapsing each other. We cannot see some vertices, some areas. So it may be a problem when you do transferring process. Again, the process will be better in time, but for this time, what I did is first I closed my eyes a little bit and opened my mouth like this. By the way, I will hide the other meshes so that only head will be visible. When I do this, now I can see every single vertex easily so that my new topology can take all the data easily. Otherwise, it may confuse and that may lead to some issues. And then I take this mesh and I did my topology work on top of this mesh, but you can also do zrep to this mesh, or you can even find a solution, a better solution for yourself. This is my solution. It's better to understand the logic behind it. Now I will import my files. And this is my new topology. As you can see, there are specific polygon flows inside here. With original Metahuman topology, you cannot do this. So I added extra topology inside here to get those shapes. And if these two meshes matches with each other, you can simply select your head mesh and click on independent topology. This process also may take some time. And now we have custom topology head mesh. As you can see, this is my new mesh and it is working. And if everything looks okay with the rig transfer, we can continue with our next new feature, which is blend shape export. This button will batch export all necessary blend shapes so that you can sculpt on it inside ZBrush or Blender or wherever you want. It exports all of the necessary blend shapes, so you don't need to change every one of them. You can choose from them. If you want to change the blend shape of the eye blinks, you can only edit of those and then import inside here. And again, there will be a automatical setup for this after that process. To show this feature better to you, I opened up my ZBrush, and inside ZBrush, I will go to Z plugin, subtool master, and multi-append. And then I will go to my blend shapes folder inside data. I will select all of them and import inside here. The cool thing inside here is there is already a blend shape inside here. So all you need to do is you will go here and fix some vertices. It will be an easier process. You just need to go to the necessary parts. For example, if you want to make a love exaggerated, you just need to go here and use move tool and then go next. Just look at for its name, and then you will decide what to do with that blend shape. It's just a couple of seconds, and there you go. We have a blend shape, and then go next. And after you're done with this, you will export them as its own names, because namings are important here. After that process, when we finish all of the sculpting, you can go inside here and there will be an extra script that's similar to corrective blend shape. It will calculate all of the blend shapes and set up inside Metahuman. I will batch import all of them, and here is my sculpted versions. As you can see, this is a custom sculpted blend shape. And then if the namings are okay, again, namings are very important in here. I will select all of these and only click on this new script. And then you can hide those meshes or you can delete them. We can now see our blend shapes inside here without doing anything in addition. And this is my smile. It is working as I sculpted it. And the rest of the process is very similar to Metapipe 1. I will demonstrate it fastly. So what I do is I press prepare to export inside here to set up my joints. And then I will select my body and build body. By the way, this body is the same topology with the Metahuman, but after this process, you can also change this mesh. So there is one last thing to do. If you use custom topology, you will have a little issue, but there is an easy fix. If you have custom topology, when you rotate your arm, you will see some gaps inside here. To fix it, select your head mesh and select all of the border edges and convert them to vertices, and then press Scene Fix. That will fix this issue. And if everything is done, you can now delete unnecessary meshes inside here and you can go to export. But before export, you should assign a material for each mesh to modify inside Unreal Engine. As you requested inside Discord, now the meshes will be shaded with its own name so that you can easily point the meshes. Let's select your meshes, all of your meshes that you will be exporting, and click Material Assign, and then click on Export. The rest is the same. You can set up it inside Unreal Engine with the previous workflow. That's it, and thank you for watching. Good luck with your Metahumans and bye.